The year was 845. On the horizon of the river Seine, a dark, deadly shadow, appeared a fleet of 120 longships carrying an estimated 5,000 Viking warriors sailed up the river Seine, slicing through the mist like knives. Paris, the jewel of the Frankish kingdom, had long been a symbol of wealth and power. But despite its reputation, it was ill-prepared for a force that struck with both cunning and brutality. The people stared in horror as hundreds of warriors, their axes glinting in the sun, advanced silently, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. At the helm of the fleet was Ragnar Lothbrok, a man whose name alone sent chills through kings. His reputation for cunning, ruthlessness, and unstoppable ferocity had spread across the north and into the heart of Francia. And now he was coming for Paris. The Frankish king, Charles the Bald, attempted to resist the incursion by gathering troops. He divided his forces on either side of the river to intercept the Vikings. However, the Norsemen attacked and overwhelmed one division, capturing and executing 111 Frankish soldiers in a gruesome show of force, reportedly hanging them in honor of the Norse god Odin. The Vikings struck with lightning speed. Villages along the Seine burned before anyone could mount a defense. Families fled in terror, and the cries of children mixed with the roar of fire. Paris tried to prepare, but the city's walls were thin, its soldiers few, and its fear immeasurable. For weeks the Vikings terrorized the region. Their longships glided up the Seine like shadows, striking suddenly, vanishing just as quickly. Paris lived in a constant state of dread. Every horn sounded in warning. Every smoke plume caused panic. Families huddled inside their homes, praying that the next raid wouldn't reach them. Finally, the ransom was paid, a staggering 7,000 livres, around 2,500 kilograms of silver. This was one of the first large-scale Danegeld payments recorded in history, a practice that would become increasingly common as Viking raids continued. Ragnar and his warriors accepted it without hesitation, leaving Paris scarred but standing. The Vikings vanished as suddenly as they had appeared, their longships swallowed by the horizon, leaving only the memory of terror in their wake. The siege of Paris in 845 became legend, not just for the violence, but for the lesson it left behind. Wealth alone could not protect a city. Fear could be wielded like a weapon. And from the icy north, Ragnar and his Vikings had proven that nothing, not walls, not armies, not kings, could stand in the path of cunning and ferocity. Paris would rebuild stronger and wiser, but it would never forget the year the longships came. And in the dark waters of the Seine, the memory of Ragnar's fleet would linger for centuries, a ghostly reminder that the Vikings' reach was long and their vengeance longer. The siege also prompted the Franks to rethink their military strategies, eventually leading to the fortification of cities, construction of bridges, and other defensive reforms aimed at preventing future Viking success. The Viking siege of Paris in 845 was not just a dramatic military event, but a reflection of a changing Europe, where Norse seafarers emerged as both conquerors and settlers. It remains one of the most iconic moments of the Viking Age, symbolizing the reach, ambition, and impact of the Norse world on medieval Europe.